All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hey, come over for drinks, man. I'm only about 50 miles away from that place. This is the High Octane Racing League Buschwacker Series. It's TurnLeftTV, and we've got a great one for you tonight. 70-lap race from the crown jewel of motorsports. It's Indy. It's race number 2 in the Buschwacker Series season, and everybody wants to win Indy. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little Buschwackers Series action for you tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's live flag-to-flag coverage. It's right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight. Got a good one for you. Always a good one at Indy. Hopefully we keep the caution count down tonight. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV, owner of High Octane Racing League, and a good one. We've got a good field here for you tonight as well. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here. Going to be a fun one. Indianapolis, my home. Been here many, many times. It's round number 2 of the season. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league, or how about just to practice, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, you want to host your website or your online store, how about some VPS hosting or shared web hosting? EliteHostUSA.com can provide you with those services. And that's who provides our services here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. There's a quick link to the Discord server. If you want to join us on Discord, get into some racing. We got some really, really cool racing here. Not only stock cars, we do Indy cars, we do GT3 cars, and we got some BTCC cars coming up here really, really soon. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. But hey, thanks for joining us, man. You get updates on who's winning what and schedule updates and what have you here on HighOctaneRacing.net. And thanks for joining me on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to that subscribe button. Share my videos with all your friends. Hit that thumbs up button, please. And help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Get those videos out there for more people to see. That will help me out. Again, thanks for joining us. Also, down in the description of this race, I got some links there. PayPal link, as well as the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals charity that we support here at TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League, as well as my Sim Lab website. If you'd like to purchase something through them, I have a Sim Lab rig. Please use that link and help me out. Indianapolis, second race of the season. We'll take a look at the schedule here next week. Road course. Ooh, Watkins Glen hitting you in the face there on August the 18th. And we have the Steve Freeze Memorial Race this year from Daytona. He might be rolling in his grave. Steve Freeze, one of our cherished former members here of High Octane Racing League, and definitely miss him. I believe he died in 2011. And we run a memorial race every year for him. And this year we're going to do Daytona. Normally we would run it at Michigan, but it was the first race of the season, and I kind of felt like we wanted to give guys a chance to sort of get warmed up here and get going. And I think we're going to have a good turnout for Daytona. Really do. It's going to be a fun one. And that'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. You see Darlington finished out the first half of that season in Kansas, Bristol, Texas, Talladega, Charlotte. How about that Texas race with the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospital's charity event at Texas Motor Speedway? The old Dunbar going to head that up. Saturday Night Thunder will also be in Indianapolis tomorrow night, an 80-lap race. It's race number 1 of the season. These guys are about a race behind the Buschwackers series. This is the Cup Series. The Saturday Night Thunder have been going on for 22 years. Come on out and support those guys. There is a link there on the banner to join our Discord, and the stock cars are going to be a lot of fun at Indy. That's coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, 12th August. See, yeah, Palumbo got the bad luck car out there again. Been winning the net lately, so maybe he switched his game. Throws the chrome rims on that. Looks great. 54 car. One of our New York drivers. Get a couple chatters in here. Look at that. Some chatting going on out there. Givaldo leading us up in the chat, and Tracks VR also rooting Dana Grover on tonight, Todd Robillard, and Jesus Iglesias joining us in the chat. Take a look at Steve Pierce. He says to plug Audio Engine. AudioEngine.com if you're interested in some music equipment, speakers, powered speakers, home systems. Audio Engine. Steve Pierce works for them. He said, plug them, man. He is at that Captain Morgan sponsor machine. I got my plug in for Audio Engine. Let's take a look at the track here at Indy. Who in the world in love of motorsports doesn't know Indianapolis Motor Speedway? 2.5 miles, a little over 4 kilometers in length, 4 turns, no other track like Indy. Making the turns 9.5 or about 9.2 degrees, straightaways flat and long. I think it's all about getting through that short chute. Turns 1, turn 3. And setting yourself up for a good transition through the short chute and off the turns. This is a challenging track. Love this track. If I zoomed out, you could probably see my home. Been here many times. I went to the first 10 years of the Brickyard. I got too old for it, man. I got busy. But that is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Got something really cool to announce. We have the High Octane Racing League inaugural BTCC Championship starting August the 26th. 6-race season. We're calling it the British Invasion because we have every other track as a U.S. track. Starting off with Brands Hatch, the Indy configuration, followed by Laguna Seca, Alton Park, Indianapolis Road Course, Silverstone, and then Gateway Road Course. Man, I had these BTCC cars out, testing them out at Gateway Road Course, and absolutely loved it, man. Highly recommend that. That's going to be great. That's Worldwide Technologies Raceway, Gateway Raceway, and located it just outside of St. Louis over on the Illinois side of the Mississippi River. Nonetheless, 6 tracks, roughly 20-minute race lengths. We're going to actually do lap races, but we'll keep it around 20 minutes. Standing start, and there's the QR code there on that banner if you'd like to come out and race with us. You can join us at High Octane Racing. This is going to be fun, man. We've got a lot of guys who've signed up for this series. This is absolutely going to be fun. It's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV, too. Both races each week for 6 weeks. That's the High Octane Racing League inaugural BTCC. How about that? Jesus Iglesias says he can't be here. Barbecue off. He's working in another city. Man, you got to retire from your job so you can sim race all the time. Claudio Bardelli Jr. also joining us in here. Good to see Claudio. Thanks to Claudio for his help in getting Ben Silva connected. We got Ben Silva out here tonight too, man. That's freaking amazing. Looks like these guys going over to qualifications there. Hopefully we'll block that out so you don't get triggered. These guys headed over to the qualification session. Looks like 19 drivers joining us so far. Dan Chessmore says he's up in Wisconsin in the cabin. Nice. Must be nice, buddy. Wish I had a cabin. Dude, that's what I'm going to do when I retire. I'm going to go get a cabin. Hopefully I got a pond close. And fish for the rest of my life. Good to see Dan, and hopefully he's going to have a nice, relaxing mini vacation. Looks like we got some guys out on the track. We'll turn down the juice a little bit. So right now, Dennis Uderchin out on the track in the 18 car. Take a look at our grid here. You see 19 drivers so far. We might even have some more drivers joining us in the after qualifications. .7 in that first sector. Yomar Peixoto joining us there as well in the chat session. Uderchin's got a Saturday Night Thunder championship under his belt. He likes Indianapolis too. He's one of our Ukrainian drivers. Racing all the way from Kharkiv, Ukraine. Slava Ukraine. See what the time is for Dennis Uderchin. Setting the mark. Uderchin just about a second off there with that first lap. Paul Brown is the top time with a 51.663 for Paul Brown. Take a look at Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. In the 6.63 is a time to beat. Vienna almost in the top spot there. Just 2 1,000ths off. Now Palumbo down that front stretch, across the yard of bricks. Let's see where he falls. 51.743. Robillard to the top of the grid. Oh, boy. How about Dana Grover in the 89? Got the different paint scheme out, too. Good to see Dana out tonight.
lot of soul.
So 52.641 for Dana Grover. Claudio Bardelli Jr., let's see where he lands. 51.552. Bardelli Jr. to second on the grid. Vieta with that second lap, now to the top of the grid. Got Raphael Sullivan in the 1X car. His second race out for us. So time to beat, 51.538, Artur Vieta. He likes Indy too. You start getting that guy on a win streak, man, it is going to be hard to knock him off the pedestal. We got a lot of really solid characters up right there. Vieta, Bardelli Jr., Robillard, Brown, Preston Haas on his first race back right now. Top 5. Sullivan backing off that attempt. 13th on the grid so far for Sullivan. Hey, look at this. Look who this is. There's some racing royalty right there. That is some straight-up Brazilian royalty. Benor Silva in the 8X car. Be still my heart, man. I've known Benor Silva for quite a long time. We actually raced in Alta Velocidade together. NASCAR Total. Cha-Cha's League. NASCAR BR. This guy can flat out get this car around the track. 8X tonight here for Benor Silva. And I'll tell you what, man. Anybody in sim racing in RF2 knows who Benor Silva is. Especially in those stock cars. He was great in GT3 as well. I raced the GT3 series with him in Alta Velocidade. He was fantastic in that. Also the DTM series. We raced that at NASCAR Total, IndyCar Brazil. Great in that as well. Let's see where he's going to land here. His first race out with us. That 8X car. 51.971. Silva, look at that. Cracking the top 10 up to 7th on the grid with that 8X. He got another lap in him too. Everybody now watching him. See where he lands for lap number 2. The short chute coming off turn 4. Now we're coming off turn 4. I'm excited. Little bit slower in that second sector. 8.97, 7th on the grid for Benor Silva. Good starting position there for him. Looks like Artur Vieta is going to be that top time here, and qual's not officially over, but pretty close here. So they're going to do a little bit of driver's meeting. We actually may reset warm-up to give them a full warm-up session, so it's going to definitely bleed into warm-up a little bit. Thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV, and we got a good race here for you tonight. Let's get this party started. All right, we're back. And qual is officially over. Ritsky Novar joining us. Yomar, of course, joining us as well. Yeah, man, my home track, Ritsky. If you're ever in town, let me know. I'm in Indiana. You're in Indonesia. Hey, I feel like we're really that close. Got a little bit of a drop frames here. Hopefully everything's okay on the stream. It says it's got an excellent connection. So thanks to everybody who is out there watching, whether it be live or on replay. Let's take a look at the results. Let's take a look at the qualification results. Sorry, I was doing a little admin work there. Arthur Vieira gets the pole at the 51.538. Claudio Bardelli Jr. qualifies second. Todd Robillard third. Paul Brown qualifies in the fourth position. Qualifying in fifth, Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Ed Palumbo qualifies sixth. We've got a lot of Chevys up there. That's all Chevys, man. Oh, wait, is Preston? Preston's in a Ford, I think. Might be the only sane one right there. Just kidding. Bernard Silva, how about that? In the 8X, qualifies 7th. Givaldo Spindola 8th. Gordon Carter 9th. Sean Jacobs qualifies in the 10th position. Qualifying in P11. Dan Richter, John Stanley 12th. Raphael Sullivan qualifies 13th. Dana Grover in the 89 qualifies 14th. Dennis Schuderton in the 47 will be 15th. Steve Pierce starts in the 16th position. Gilmar Peixoto 17th. Jim Willis will start 18th. And I believe maybe we have another driver joining us here that will start in the 19th position. We'll see how that works out. And now in the warm-up session, let's take a look at the standings coming into tonight's race. If I can find them on my screen, kind of move things around here a little bit. There we go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. with that big win last week leads the points. Dan Richter second, Vieira third, Raphael Sullivan is fourth, Craig Marzon fifth. You see Sean Jacobs, Franco Alvarez, Steve Pierce, Dana Grover, and Paul Brown rounding out the top 10. Take a look at the P11 through 20. Robillard leading up that second page. These guys may be part-timers. There's 11 through 20. 20 drivers last week. Got some more folks joining us in here. Getting some comments about glad Friday night's return. Yeah, I know, man. I had a biochem class that I was taking, and it was absolutely smoking me, man. You can see Eric in here and Gazmatic 481. We're living, man. What's up with you? I'm sleeping. You're not sleeping? How can you sleep and type at the same time, bro? Gamzatic, right? Is that how we say that? Gamzatic? So about 7 minutes left in the warm-up session. Take a look at the 68 car. Givaldo Spindola. Like Craig Marizon back in, joining us. He got kicked, I believe. 19 drivers. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow night if you want to do some Indy racing in the Cup Series. The Stockcars, it's race number 1 of the season. And this will be a fun one, man. 80-lap race from Indy. And a very, very storied series. The Saturday Night Thunder, and that's coming up tomorrow at or August the 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our keys to the race here at Indy. I think it's all about corner entry. Really, it is. Getting into turn 1, getting into turn 3 after those long straights, and setting yourself up, planting that car for good transition through the short chute, and then off turns 2 and turn 4. I should say turn 2 and turn 4. Use the draft. You're going to have to use the draft down the straightaways. There's no doubt about that. Going to have to use the draft. Manage that traffic. We've got a big field here tonight. And make sure those pit stops are on point. I don't think it's really difficult to get on and off pit lane. It just make sure that you're not making any mistakes, speeding, that type of thing, because it could be devastating here at Indianapolis. Those are my race keys at Indy. And it's also come by and see me, man. I'll give you a beer. I forgot to put that on there. Marizon there in the 60 car. 5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Yeah, some frames are dropping. I'm definitely seeing that I'm having a little bit of trouble with the drop frames on my OBS. So don't worry. I have if we lose connection, I've got I always record a hard copy to the hard drive, and I can load that up there. But unfortunately, it just looks like that's the thing, man. What's going on? I always reset my modem before I do my racing stuff. But for some reason, we've had a lot of rain here and a lot of inclement weather here in the last week or so. So that may have something to do with it. Hopefully, it clears up. Keep me updated on that. Definitely see some hitching going on a little bit. Much I can do about it on my side here. Got 3.5 minutes left to go. Looks like we lost Craig. And don't forget, we talked about this just a little bit ago. Don't forget, the High Octane Racing League inaugural BTCC series kicks off on August the 26th. About 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we'll do qualifications for the first of 2 races each week. Starting off August 26th, and we'll race every Saturday for 6 weeks. See the tracks there listed at the bottom. Kicking it off at Brands Hatch. This is going to be great, man. This series will be broadcast live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's the High Octane Racing League, BTCC, the British Invasion 2023 style. Guys joining there and causing a little hitch here. We know that's RF2 for us. Gordon Carter in the garage area, I believe. Take a look at him. Ed Palumbo said he had a little trouble with his wheel when he joined earlier. He didn't have any force feedback, had to leave, come back in. There's a lot of updates, man. There's tons of updates today. Well, my pick tonight, I got my pick in right there. You better get your pick in. Not much time left. Figure out who you think is going to win this race tonight. My pick, Todd Robillard. He likes Indy. And looks like we are doing a little bit of drop frames there, so I apologize for that. All right, boys and girls, it's time. Time to get this party started. So it's Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a 70-lap race here tonight. It's race number 2 of the season. Man, to start the engines, join the grid. Here we go. This is Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight, an 80-lap race. Actually, it's a 70-lap race, I think. I put 80 laps in. That's 70 laps. I got that mistake. There's mistake number 1, Ritzky. 70-lap race here tonight. And here we go. Art Vieta qualifies P1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. second. Todd Robillard and Paul Brown start in row number 2. Row number 3, Preston Hassel, Ed Palumbo. Vidar Silva, Givaldo Spindola. Row number 4. Row number 5, Gordon Carter, Sean Jacobs. Dan Richter, John Stanley will be row number 6. Row number 7 will be Craig Marzon and Raphael Sullivan. Dana Grover in the 89 car, and Dennis Shudichin in the 47 make row number 8. Row number 9 will be Steve Pierce, Gilmar Peixoto, and Jim Willis in the 53 car will start in the 19th position. Well, I apologize there for about the stream. Nothing I can do about that. I see the drop frames. Looks like I've dropped 4,137 frames so far. So it is what it is. I said I reset my modem every time before I stream. So who knows what's going on. So the 4 car. Will lead the field to take the green flag. Bardelli Jr. in the 19 up on the high side. And hopefully these guys stay a little sane. Remember the keys to the race here. Corner entry, short chute, use the draft, manage that traffic, and make sure those pit stops are on point. Pace car is off. Here we go. Indianapolis in the Buschwacker Series.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Get it down on the inside. Bardelli Jr. giving him a lot of room, letting him tuck in. Bardelli Jr. squeezed down on the bottom there as Robillard on the bottom as well. Bardelli Jr. sticking it to the high side. Bardelli Jr. second, Paul Brown in third, Robillard in the fourth position, nose to tail. With Craig Marzon, he's had a little bit of issues as far as connection. Right now running in the 12th position behind Dan Ricker down the front stretch. John Stanley, Dennis Schuderchin just behind. Back there in P13, P14. A little bit of gap there with those guys. Those guys side by side. As looks like Schuderchin gets around. Grover gets around. John Stanley now back to the 15th position. Take a look at that pass. Dana Grover getting around John Stanley. We'll take a look. Grover on the inside. Schuderchin made a hole for him there as Grover sticks that car down on the bottom line and picks up that spot. John Stanley has to tuck in now in the 15th position. Back to live here, and Artur Vieira, the leader. Bardelli Jr. second, Paul Brown third, Robillard fourth, Preston Hassel in his first race back running in P5. We'll take a look at Preston Hassel. He's got Ed Palumbo just behind. Preston Hassel, the lone Ford up front. That AMD Rising sponsor machine. Behind them is Benor Silva. Benor Silva, man, in the 8X car. He's running in the 7th position. A little bit of a gap there between P7, P8. Silva in the Toyota. Jim Willis in the 53 car trying to make some moves here as the 1X might have had a little bit of trouble. Might have had a little bit of trouble there as Willis gets around. So the 1X of Raphael Sullivan had some issues. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. here in the 91 car all over the 14. These guys opened up a little bit of gap on P3. So Artur Vieira running in the lead on board here with Claudio Bardelli Jr. down the backstretch. Gordon Carter and Dan Richter fighting it out. Carter on the inside. Carter up on the outside. Dan Richter in the 65 down on the inside line. A little Camaro versus Mustang action there. That Boom Boo Rum sponsor Camaro on the inside trying to pick up a spot here on Gordon Carter. These guys fighting it out here. Little fisticuffs there. Gordon Carter fighting back on that outside. Dan Richter might have that position now. He does. He picks up that spot. Paul Brown here now, battling Claudio Bardelli Jr., the 77 car to the inside. Bardelli Jr. on that outside line as Paul Brown fighting on the inside. He's wanting to try to leave a gap there for the 91 car. The 90 car of Todd Robillard fighting the 19. A good battle there between the two of those guys. Robillard, Preston Hassel has a ringside seat for that as well. Good side-by-side racing there. Touching the aim just a little bit is that 90 car. That car wanted to come around. Robillard almost lost that car. hanging on to that thing. Robillard was on for a ride, and Bardelli Jr. able to hold on to that spot. Wow. Did you see that? Let's go back and look at this here. Robillard, watch this, man. He gets down just a little bit low and the back into that car coming around right there. Look at that. And saves that car through the short chute. He was working that wheel too. On board here with him. Watch this. Watch this counter steering as he comes off. Look at that. Turn that car back to the right to keep that thing from coming around. He did not panic. That was a great move there by Robillard. Unichen's had a little bit of trouble here in the 47 car. That back end of that car coming around. Whoa! Spin. Oh, he stays facing forward. No caution flag. Unichen, whoa! Got into the outside wall. And no caution flag. John Stanley had gotten by, and now we see a caution flag. I spoke too soon. They must have heard me. They must have heard me. And looks like Givaldo in the grass. It looks like Givaldo in the grass there, so something's happened to him. Take a look and see what happened here to Givaldo. Oh, he gets up into the wall. Tough hit into the wall. He comes across Gordon Carter's machine. Oh, man, and backs that car hard into the outside wall. Gordon Carter, how did he make it through that? I have no idea. Look at this on board here with Gordon Carter. Oh, slamming into him, and then slamming into the wall, and then coming right across the nose, and then, back of that car. Up into the wall. It looks like Givaldo gets up into the wall right there, comes across the nose right here of Gordon Carter. Gordon could not miss. And then he really hard into the wall right there. So Spindola on pit lane. So first caution flag here, and pretty good racing there, but it looked like Valdo just got that car up a little bit out of the groove. So sorry about the drop frames there. It looks like that's not something I can really treat on the fly, so I apologize for that, but we have to figure out what's going on there. So watch if you had the leader, Paul Brown second, Bardelli Jr. third, Robillard fourth. Robillard's definitely going to need to come down, I think, pit lane and get some tires on that machine. That car was sideways for him. Preston Hassel is fifth. You see Ed Palumbo, Ben Silva, Sean Jacobs, Dan Richter, and Gordon Carter rounding out the top 10. And I would suggest to you that Gordon Carter is probably going to be coming down pit lane as well. We start thinking about the that scenario. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Cup Series. Race number 1 of the season. So on pit lane. Pit stops underway here. And we got some, we're going to have some interesting pit stops here, I think. Take a look at the side-by-side view here, hopefully. Take a look at Preston Hassel in that top left frame. Archer Vieta, the race leader. Oh, little fight there coming off pit lane. These guys are arguing for the same real estate. It's like the 27 and the 77 might have got together a little bit. Archer Vieta able to win that battle, but Preston Hassel picked up a couple spots. He's up to the 3rd position. I had a feeling he was going to have a good pit stop. And there might have been some contact coming off pit lane. Might have been a little contact there. Preston Hassel definitely gained some positions. Let's take a look at that as Preston Hassel coming off pit lane. And watch this, that battle there with that 77 car. Right there might have been some contact right there. Yeah, there was! Contact! Rubbing a little bit of that Ford off on that Chevy. And definitely some contact. I think Robillard had a ringside seat for that. Let's take a look at out of Robillard's machine. Watch this. He's like, hey, okay, man. You know, whoa, 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 boys. Whoa, right there. What you doing? Nice. So we had a little disagreement there between the 19 to 54 car as well. Interesting. Well, Dennis Unichin is shown as the race leader, and I would suggest you he's probably going to come down pit lane here. He's wanting to get some laps led. Again, I apologize there for any of the hitches in the stream. It looks like there are a little bit of drop frames there. Nothing I can do, unfortunately, at this point. So some fisticuffs on pit lane. These some good buddies as well. Don't forget to take a look at this schedule. Next week, we'll be at a road course, Watkins Glen International, for a 35-lap race. That's always a fun one. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. And then coming up on August the 25th, a very special race for us each and every year. We run the Steve Freeze Memorial Race. We run it from Michigan. Last year we did Charlotte. And this year we're going to do Daytona. And this is going to be a big race. We're going to have some money going out to the winner of the race, and we'll do some random draws and so forth, and to honor our fallen hero, Steve Freeze. He meant so much to us here at High Octane Racing League. I had a chance to race with him from 2001, until his passing, and we definitely miss him. He meant so much in developing this league, building this league up, and we're trying to carry on, this league, and really in the spirit of what Steve Freeze had in mind. If you're one of those old HORL guys and you're watching, come on out and join us, man. We've got a lot of old HORL guys now back, so I'm excited about that race on that August 25th. And always we mark on the calendar. And as long as I'm leading this charge here at High Octane Racing League, we will be doing the Steve Freeze Memorial Race every year. So it looks like Artivieta has elected to take that inside line. Now, Unichin has dropped down pit lane and is on pit lane taking service right now. And that's going to put Preston Hassel up to the second position on the outside line. We'll take a look at Unichin finishing up his pit stop. And Artivieta is the leader. So he's going to lead the charge here. Hopefully everybody exercises a little bit of patience here on this restart. Coming down the back stretch here. It's a little while under caution to get around Indy, so that should be something maybe they take into consideration before they start racing hard, so they don't have to have the caution flag. See Hassel second, Brown third, Robillard fourth, Bardelli Jr. fifth. Lights are out on the pace car. Ready to go back green to start lap 13 here at Indy. Thanks to all those folks coming in and watching the stream. Hopefully we cleared up a little bit. Pace car's off. Here we go. Back to green at Indy.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Nose to tail there. You see Paul Brown has gotten around Preston Hassel and now up to the second position. Preston Hassel is in third. Paul Brown leads up the charge on Monday nights to develop a setup for the week's race. So we appreciate his efforts and all those guys that come out and race on Monday nights to help set up development. And I know the guys here who are not able to show up really appreciate the work these guys do. How about Jim Willis there in the 53 car? Now moving up to the 14th position, quietly starting to move that Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. Trying to close in on Gordon Carter. Good to see Jim Willis, one of our Florida drivers. He's running in the 14th position. Dennis Unichin and Jomar Bisotto here battling it out. Jomar, that 71 car on the outside line. At 47, Dennis Unichin, that Toyota on the inside line. Touching a little grass there. Kicking up a little grass. Jomar says, I don't mind, that's fine. Look at Sean Jacobs. He and Benor Silva here racing it out. Sean Jacobs at 24. Benor Silva at 8X machine. This is for the 11th position. Benor running in P12. And it's use that draft on the 24th. Look at the back of Sean Jacobs' machine at Benor Silva in the 8X machine. Back to live here and check out Artivieta is the leader. Paul Brown second. Hassel third. Bardelli Jr. fourth. Robillard is fifth. Palumbo, Richter, Marizon, Grover, and Stanley rounding out the top 10. Take a look at John Stanley in the 12 car, leading a little pack there. He's running in the 10th position. Staple Gun Stanley, top 10. Good run here for him and that Mustang. We got a Ford, a Chevy, and a Toyota bunched up there. And Sean Jacobs going to the inside. Going to try to get around John Stanley. Coming off the turn, down the straight, front stretch, crossing the yard of bricks. They're still fighting it out. And a little bit of push there for Bedar Silva just behind, and Bedar Silva is going to pick up that spot as well. John Stanley giving up a couple spots there. You take a look out of the front of his machine at Bedar Silva and Sean Jacobs. In a shooter chin here now, battling Steve Pierce. Steve Pierce in the 51 car, Captain Morgan sponsor machine, battling the 47 Toyota. And getting the shooter chin picking up that spot. Now moving up to the 16th position. Steve Pierce down back to P17. Well, Archie Vieira is the leader. He is looking really, really solid here tonight. Paul Brown second, Preston Hassel third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Robillard in fifth. Take a look at Dana Grover here in the 89 car. Running in the 9th position. Good run here for him. Got new look paint scheme out there on the track. I believe Franco Alvarez might have painted that for him. Good Toyota Trax VR sponsor machine. Trax VR usually joining us in the chat session. We send out a shout out to those guys. Those guys provide a place for guys to be able to race. If they don't have their own sim rig, their own equipment, they can go to Trax VR and race. And that's how Dana Grover got his start. And I think he might be at Trax VR tonight. So Dana Grover running in the 9th position. Another good top 10 run here for him. Just ahead of him is Craig Marizon, tagged onto the back of Dan Richter's machine. Aboard here with Craig Marizon in the 60. Magpul Dynamics Chevy Camaro, and he is running in the 8th position. Dan Richter, one of our Indiana drivers. It's a home track here for him. 65 car. Purdue University alum. He's up in the northern part of Indiana and representing. We've got the Indiana state flag on the side of that Ford Mustang. Starting to get a little tight up here just ahead of him. Look at that 4-car battle there with the 54 in the back of that 4-car battle. You see just ahead, Robillard. See Bardelli Jr. tucking down to the inside of the 27 car. So 27 said he got a little bit of damage there. Oh, the 91 drifted up just a little bit. Look at that action. Look at that action there. That 91 trying to get by. Excuse me, the 19 trying to get by as the 27 car gives way. And I think the 27 might have a little bit of damage here. Melly Yellow Spots are going to try to slip through as well. Wow. Look at that. Some battling going on here. Richter going to try to slip through now. Holy smokes. Preston Hassel a little squirrely. He's got some damage from that pit lane incident. The 27 has gotten some damage from that pit lane incident. There is no doubt about that. So the left side of his car, I believe, was blue. That means a lot of damage there. That was some great racing right there. I mean, that just shows you the skill set of those guys. That was some tight racing. And that was a freight train. Take a look at this. It's a little bit of a replay here. You see that 90 car. He gets down below Preston Hassel. That 90 Robillard, Preston Hassel up on the outside line. And here you go. See, Preston Hassel has to give way. And not only the 54 car gets by, but also the 65 car. Archivieta is in a battle with the 77 car. Bargelli Jr. doing a pretty good job of holding on to the back end of these guys. As racy as those guys were, these guys sort of haven't figured out these two Camaros running nose to tail down the front stretch, but Bargelli Jr. is on the move. He is closing in on those guys. I don't think those guys getting away from him. Just a little over half a second gap, and he's pretty good into turn one. You see how good he got in there, able to grab some space. And he is closing in on these guys. Down 5/10 now. Bargelli Jr. looks like that car is going through the corners really, really well. Look at this, Bedor Silva to the inside. Bedor Silva, Dana Grover battling it out. Bedor Silva, the 8X car. Couple Toyotas here, mixing it up. And Silva picks up that spot. Now up to the 10th position. Grover back to 11th. Another spot there. Sean Jacobs able to open up a gap on Bedor Silva. How about Dana Grover? Excuse me, Dana Grover here running in the 11th position. Not panicking. Realizes the big picture here. Maybe some green flag stops. Go back here and look at Gordon Carter in the 56 car. He's got a good run here going. Running at P13. A quiet night here for Gordon Carter. There was a little contact there, I think, when Givaldo spun. But nonetheless, a little bit of damage to that car, but I think he's having a pretty good night. We'll see if that car is able to crack into the top 10. Running in P14 is Raphael Sullivan. His second race out with us. Good to see Raphael out in the 1X car. Hopefully found himself a home here at High Octane Racing League. Take a look at the 47 car. Dennis Schuderchin running in the 15th position. A little battle there for P17. Peixoto. I think Jim Willis might have had some trouble. He's on the access road. Jim Willis on the access road, it looked like. And now it looks like he might be on pit lane. So he's had some trouble. So Jim Willis on pit lane. Look at this. The 53 car down pit lane. So he's had a little bit of trouble there. Look at this battle for the race lead. Paul Brown to the inside. He's seen Bargelli Jr. creeping up. Oh, Paul Brown gets a little bit loose. That car almost came around. Well, we're starting to hear some green flag pit stops underway. We're starting to hear some green flag pit stops. Bargelli Jr. going to the outside. Paul Brown to the inside. He had grabbed the lead. Now down to the inside. He's indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. Green flag pit stops underway. It does look like it. Look at that. 77, the 4, the 54, all coming down pit lane. And Palumbo on pit lane. Wow, man, look at that. Busy pit lane right now. Busy pit lane. We'll take a look at the 77 car. Paul Brown on pit lane. Ed Palumbo finishing up his pit stop. Vienna finishing up his pit stop. Look at that drag race there through the access road. Bartelli Jr. coming down pit lane in the 19 car. So he waited a lap, led those laps. You see Palumbo and Brown coming back off the pits. Green flag pit stops. We've been waiting a while for this. Bartelli Jr. Looks like maybe Robillard might be on pit lane as well. Richter, Silva, Unichin, Pierce, all on pit lane. On board here with Bargelli Jr. Looks like Ed Palumbo peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Ed Palumbo speeding on pit lane. Coming back down to serve a penalty. Robillard shown as leader now in second as Vieta gets around. Archie Vieta back to the race lead as Ed Palumbo has to do a drive-through. Speeding on pit lane for the 54 car. Wasn't the only one. It didn't look like Steve Pierce might have also sped. Man, that is a devastating deal there. After pit stops, it looks like Vieta has a 1.4 second lead over Robillard. Brown third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Richter in fifth. And I wonder if Paul Brown got a little bit of damage repaired on that pit stop. You see Vieta now rolling up on some lap traffic, trying to get around that 71 car. Peixoto down a lap. So some drama on pit lane. Good kind of drama, bad kind of drama, depending on what your perspective is. But hey, we got some green flag pit stops in. That was good. Here on lap 29, start lap 30 when we cross the start-finish line. Take a look at this. There's Steve Pierce and Ed Palumbo. This is after these guys come back out and join the racing service. And Palumbo picking up P15. Take a look at Robillard here.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, no! Yellow flag. Yellow flag, and it says that maybe Raphael Sullivan might have come around. Sullivan off the pace there. After green flag pit stops. Take a look and see what happened here. Sullivan to the inside of Dennis Unichin, crossing the yard of bricks. And then looking like they argued for the same real estate, and then into the fence and spins around. Take a look here down the front stretch. And just get together right there, it looks like. It's a hard place there as you're getting a little bit late in that turn to be racing up high there side by side. definitely like one came down, one came up there. Definitely it looked like the 1X also came up, but it does look like Dennis came down as well. On board here with Dennis, and we'll see him go a little bit left as we saw Sullivan go a little bit right there. So a little bit of contact between the both of those guys. And you'll see the 1X come across. All right, we got a second caution flag. All right. So second caution flag. Vieira is the leader, Robillard second, Brown third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Richter in fifth. So let's see here. This is going to be an interesting pit stop. Interesting pit stop, I think, with the leaders. See Vieira on pit lane in the 14 car. Oh, interesting move there by, I believe that was Ed Palumbo. Little interesting move for him. Actually looks like he stayed out there. I take that back. I'm Bardelli Jr. I got to know where I'm at on the track, bro. I'm an amateur. So Bardelli Jr. might have just taken 2 tires on that one. It's going to be an interesting stop there. So Dana Grover leading some laps here. Staying out to lead some laps. He's going to be coming down pit lane, I would imagine. Don't forget, man, the High Octane Racing League inaugural BTCC Championship will begin on August the 26th. Races will be broadcast live here on TurnLeftTV. There'll be 2 races per track. 6 weeks, 6 races, all starting on August the 26th. We'll be at Brands Hatch, followed by Laguna Seca the next week. You see Olton Park, Indianapolis, Silverstone, and Gateway Road Course. The DLC, BTCC, and got a lot of guys who've signed up for this. Races will be approximately 20 minutes in length. They're not 20-minute timed races. The lap count, there are no caution flags, just local cautions only. The lap count will be approximately 20 minutes. I think the Brands Hatch will be 2 25-lap races. And, of course, it'll be all live right here on TurnLeftTV. starting on August the 26th. Qualifications will start at 2 p.m. and the first race will start about 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't want to miss it. If you're not going to be in it, you better come out and watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. That's going to be a fun one, man. Those cars are a lot of fun. Will and I got out and getting around in the BMW the other day, last week, I guess, and that's going to be a fun one, I think. '77 car indicating he might have a speeding penalty. Oh, no. Got caught speeding. So 77 as the end of longest line, he got caught speeding. Dana Grover's still out here. He stayed out. Lights are blinking here, so maybe. Gilmar getting around that 77 car as the 77 has to start in the back of the line. Ah, he is not liking that. He's got a lot of work to do here as we approach halfway. And it looks like the 89 car has decided to come down pit lane. That's what I suspected. Trax VR sponsored Toyota. Down pit lane. Ed Palumbo is staying out, I believe. No, is he coming down pit lane? Oh, maybe he is. Yeah, it does look like he might be coming down pit lane. So that's going to give the race lead to Bardelli Jr. Valdo going to get a wave around, it looks like. Get one of those laps back. That's going to put Archuleta up on the outside line, and it seemed like Archuleta, he's really, really good early in the run, and as guys start to be able to sort of keep pace with him a little bit later in the runs. Bardelli Jr. looks like he's a little bit better in the longer runs. His car is just a fraction better, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. These guys are friends. They do a lot of racing together. And that's going to put Richter and Hassel side by side, P3, P4. Marizon and Carter start side by side in row 3. Sean Jacobs, John Stanley, row 4. And the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back green. An interesting race, fun race to watch here. Thanks to everybody coming out and watching the race here live, or whether you're live or on replay. Sorry for the drop frames. Looks like got quite a few tonight for some reason. So side by side here for the restart. Start lap 36. Here at Indy.
Green flag, go, go, go.
A little bit of push there from Dan Richter on the 19 car. Bardelli Jr. to the inside. Richter trying to fill that spot. Bardelli Jr. goes to the high side. Help Vieta out a little bit. Vieta gonna pitch down. Oh, slams the door on the 65 car. Richter up to third. You see the 27, Preston Hassel running in P4. Marizon in the 5th position. Gordon Carter got that car up to the 6th spot. Dan Richter now back to third. Say in third. Oh, man, Vieta got a little bit loose coming off the turn. Vieta got a little bit squirrely coming off the turn. That thing was absolutely sideways. And Richter not able to capitalize, but man, I'll tell you what, maybe a little bit too much track bar for the 4 car. That car was loose. That car got sideways. He hangs on to it. Wow. Preston Hassel, the 27 car, running in P4. He's watching that action as well. 60 car running in the 5th position. Good battle here. Gordon Carter and Sean Jacobs battling it out. Gordon Carter 56, Sean Jacobs in the 24. That's 6th and 7th. Take a look at this. Dana Grover to the inside. Oh, now look at that. They're 3 wide. They are 3 wide. Givaldo up on the high side. Paul Brown in the middle. Whoa! As Dana Grover in the 89 car slips through. Wow, that might have been a little bit of a, hey, you go ahead, buddy. Paul Brown might have been a nice guy on that one. Wow. Great racing right there. This Robillard down to the inside. Steve Pierce. And in the grass is Robillard as he picks up that spot. Looks like Dana Grover and the 77, Paul Brown, are going to pick up a spot as well. And Robillard now on the outside, and those guys are going to go around him. They got a good run on board here with Robillard as he's up on the high side. You see that car floating around just a little bit. Oh, Grover into the wall. Dana Grover hits the wall. Paul Brown's going to try to get by. Paul Brown in his 77 car gets by, and now Robillard going to try to follow through. Grover's really hit pretty hard on that outside. Right side of that car, damage to the front stretch, and I believe '90 car going to get around. Wow. Great racing there. Take a look here as watch Dana Grover. He goes up the track, slams into the wall right there, and then almost comes across the track and gets into the 77 car. Benor Silva and Rafael Sullivan here battling it out. This is for the 9th position. Silva picks up P9. Sullivan in the 1X car falls back to the 10th position. This battle here.
Yellow.
Oh, yellow flag. Yellow flag. Starting to get a little soupy out here as the 60 car and the 27 battling for position. As we're getting that maybe Dennis Unichin might have come around. 47 car. You'll see what happened here to Dennis Unichin. Unichin to the inside. Oh, he just gets into an odd angle right there, and that car comes around. Oh, and he backs it into the wall. Spindle does a great job of not getting into Unichin. On board here with Givaldo. You see Unichin coming around, and he's way out of the throttle right there. Look at that. A great job of missing that. Peixoto as well. And Unichin just lost the back end of that car. We'll take a look at this again. Right there, man. He is absolutely sideways. And he tried to hold on to that thing and then backs it into the wall. We go back to live here. '47 car going to have a little bit of damage there. So again, thanks for joining us, watching the stream. Sorry for the quality of the stream. Can't really do much about that. I got a really good internet connection, but tonight didn't seem to be cooperating. Maybe everybody's home eating up bandwidth. Got him wondering here what the strategy is going to be here with the pit stops. I want to say thanks for joining us here on the YouTube channel. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Definitely hit the thumbs up button and share my videos with all of your friends on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. More than welcome to share mine. Thanks to all those folks who come out and watch the races and subscribe to the channel and share the races with everybody. Down in the description of the race, there's some links there to click on to get the PayPal link, as well as the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network hospitals and the SimLab website. I'm an affiliate through SimLab. I have a SimLab rig, and right now they've got a deal, free shipping to anywhere in the United States. How about that? Buy a sim rig and you get it shipped free. That is a huge, huge cost savings if you want to buy a sim rig. Don't forget EliteHostingUSA.com can provide you with an rFactor 2 server if you want a server for your league. Or how about a website or some VPS hosting, shared web hosting, also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. As I mentioned, SimLab. I'd like to support them. Click on that link, my affiliate link, and if you want to purchase something through them, they got stuff other than just sim rigs. They got some pedals and some displays as well. You see pit stops underway. Our Deli Jr. on pit lane. Got it into his pit box. Robillard hanging out here, maybe getting some laps led before he comes down pit lane in the 90 car. Valdo back on the lead lap, it looks like. After some hard contact early in the race. Vieta coming out. He must have had not a great pit stop. He's coming out fairly far back. Looks like in the field. Interesting there. Some of these guys, I think, will be coming down pit lane. You see Paul Brown right now shown in 10th. And I would imagine this Sunoco sponsor number 90 Camaro will be coming down pit lane. Definitely Givaldo coming down pit lane, but I would imagine the 90 car, well, maybe not. He's going to make a liar of me. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be in action coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Cup Cars at Indy, an 80-lap race. Race number 1 of the season. And the Cup Car is always fun at Indy. And that's the Saturday Night Thunder. Very storied program. Should be a fun one. Now we're really we're getting on the back half of this race. You know, you're looking at somewhere on the order of about 25 laps to go. We had a good green flag run there, but third of the race through, and we've had a couple of caution flags here strung up together. Still not seeing that 90 car hedging toward pit lane. This is, I think we're probably going to get the one to go this time by. Uderchin on pit lane as he's going to start at the back of the field. Robillard takes the inside line. It's going to be interesting here because I don't believe he came down pit lane. So we had some guys doing 2-tire stop, some guys doing no tires, not coming in at all, like Robillard. We've got some guys taking 4 tires, giving up some track position. We've got some gambling going on right here. Got a little bit of strategies all over the board. So the 90 feels like, hey, this car's pretty good. Not going to come down pit lane. Bardelli Jr., who did go down pit lane, will start on the outside. Richter running in third on the inside. Fast. He came down pit lane. All those guys behind the 90 car come down pit lane. Now, you know what they changed as far as tires are concerned, I can't tell you, but this is going to be interesting. This is going to be really, really interesting start here. And hopefully these guys exercise a little bit of patience, let these things sort of play out. So still a lot of racing left. See Marizon up on the outside line in P4. Sean Jacobs in the 5th position. John Stanley running in 6th. So here we go. Pace cars off. Back to green here at Indy. Across the yard of bricks.
Go, go, go.
Side by side there with the 90 and the 19. Can the 90 keep that car down on the inside line on those older tires? 19 fresher tires up on the outside line. Looks like the 90 holding his own. Can he clear the 19 car? Still side by side. Oh, the 65 car diving down to the inside. 65 car been fast tonight. 90 car touching the apron just a little bit, touching that grass just a little bit, dropping below that white line. Got it sorted out. The 90 hold on to the lead. Oh, no! Contact! Contact. It looks like Bardelli Jr. came around, and he saves a little bit of it, but there was some contact there. Those guys came off the turn, and he might have gotten up into the wall. And as older tires, I don't know, man. I don't know. Bardelli Jr., he hit pretty hard, too. That 19 car. And Ritsky Novar ruined it, man. He said, rather clean race. Yeah, that 19 car is absolutely crushed. Let's see what happened here. It looked like Robillard comes off the turn, gets up into the wall here. Right here, he gets into the wall, and then Comes back across, gets into Bardelli Jr. And Bardelli Jr. hard into the inside. Kind of hard to see what exactly transpired there, but it looked like Robillard smashed the wall, and Bardelli Jr. Into the inside. On board here with him. Man, that is a hard lick there for Bardelli Jr. He's having trouble with that car. Richter had a ringside seat for this as well. Watch this. This is slow-mo as Robillard bounces off the wall. And then right there, he gets into Claudio. Man. Yeah, that was a tough one there. We'll back that up. We go out of the back of that car somehow. It's great camera work, isn't it? So right here, into the wall. That was a tough one there. Coming out here, they're both really, really high coming off the turn. And then Robillard smashing the wall there. And then Bardelli Jr. hard into that inside wall. So Robillard gambled on those older tires. So on those older tires, I just think that was a little bit of a gamble there that I probably wouldn't have made. Little bit of a gamble, and it's late in the race too, or fairly late in the race, but I just think that maybe done a 2-tire stop there versus staying out. That's a little bit of thinking there. Of course, I'm in the broadcast booth. What am I going to say? Those guys could all outdrive me. So Robillard now coming down pit lane, take some service. And Dan Richter, smelling like roses on that one. He's our new race leader. Ritsky Novar jinxed it. He's taken blame for that. Ritsky Novar has taken some blame. How about that? Good to see Ritsky in here. Staying up or up early, whatever the case may be. I guess up early, right? It's probably something like 11 o'clock in the morning there. 10 o'clock in the morning or 10:30 in the morning maybe. Maybe sometime around noon. Well, we got some guys on pit lane here. Silva, Robillard, Peixoto, Jacobs, Bardelli Jr. all on pit lane. Taking some service. 9:30 a.m. Again, Palumbo in that 54 car is running in second. John Stanley is that car in the third position. Paul Brown back up to P4 after taking some damage earlier in the race and is able to get this car back up to P4. So interesting there. Take a look at the schedule here. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Watkins Glen International, a little road course action, 35-lap race. That'll be a fun one. It'll be broadcast live right here on TurnLeftTV. You see Daytona, then Darlington for the first half of that race or season, and then on the back half we got Kansas, Bristol, Texas, Dega, and Charlotte to finish out the season. So looking at 20 laps to go. Looks like we're getting a little bit better connection now. Thanks to everybody joining us in here. I got a big distance running. We call it cross country here in the United States. I got a massive meet that I have to administrate tomorrow. Score. And not really looking forward to that. I got to get up really early, about 6 a.m.-ish. 8 teams. About 120 runners total, maybe a little bit more out of the 2 races combined. Apparently I'm the only one who knows how to score a cross-country meet here in the United States, or in this part of the world. Or at my school, I should say. So Dan Richter in the 65 Boom Boo Rum sponsored Ford Mustang leading some laps here, and he's been fast, man. He's been able to keep his car out of trouble. Ed Palumbo has bounced back from some pit road mistakes. Now has that car up to the second position. John Stanley, very quiet night for John Stanley here tonight. Oh, Boom Boo Rum coming down pit lane. How about that? Boom Boo Rum coming down pit lane. Cross country is distance running. They all run 5Ks. It's a sport in the secondary school that teams participate in, and you run as a 7-member team if you have that many, and the lowest score wins. First place gets 1 point, second place gets 2 points, third place gets 3. So the lowest score wins in that event. So a bunch of schools will bring the runners. Pretty fun. 5K distance at a very hilly course located just outside of the town I live in. So kind of trail running, if you will. Not road racing, but trail running. All right, Ed Palumbo is the leader. He's elected to take the inside line. He said John Stanley up on the outside line. Paul Brown will start third. Gordon Carter up to the 4th position. I told you he'd be sneaking up there. Oh, Gordon Carter, Devil's Lettuce. Up on the outside line. So here we go, getting ready to go back green. Can we keep it green for the rest of the race? Start lap 53. pretty good first half of the race. It's been a little bit messy in this second half. Pace car's off.
Green flag. Go,
Back
go,
to
go.
green. Ed Palumbo leads the field across the start-finish line. Pushed by Paul Brown. John Stanley in that mix as well. These guys do a lot of racing together. You see Preston Hassel in this mix. Gordon Carter up here as well. And Ed Palumbo clearing that field as Paul Brown inching in. Oh, Preston Hassel going to try to sneak through. Preston Hassel battling John Stanley. Couple Fords here, and John Stanley trying to muscle his way through. He does, holding on to the third position as Preston Hassel running in P4. Craig Marizon in the Camaro running in the 60 car. He is in fifth. Gordon Carter now back to the sixth position. Ed Palumbo leading. Can he hold off a charge from Paul Brown? We're side by side there with Marizon and Hassel side by side. Mr. Hassel hold them off, and now Gordon Carter in this mix. Mr. Hassel, the 27 car. Marizon falling back there, or got back to the fifth position. Looked like he was going to get around Preston Hassel, not able to do it. Dennis Schuderchin and Jomar Peixoto. Side by side. Racing for the 14th position. The 71 off the outside line. That 47 car trying to bounce back there from an earlier incident. On board here with Ed Palumbo. Leads some laps here at Indy. Bouncing back from an earlier pit road incident. Gordon Carter and Craig Marizon battling. Gordon Carter on the outside line. Marizon in that 60 car on the inside line. And Gordon Carter going to pick up that spot in 56 car. Marizon now dropping back to the sixth position. Carter moving up to P5. He's got some heat under that hood right now. He is all over the back of that AMD Rising sponsored Ford Mustang. Trying to get a good run here on Preston Hassel. He's also going to guard his spot. Vieta and Grover here battling. Vieta to the inside. Dana Grover in the 89 car on the outside line. Little Toyota.
Yellow.
Versus Chevy. Oh, no. We were watching a little bit of a replay with that. I think those guys might have been involved in a crash. Vieta's off the pace. So we were watching that a little bit of a replay there on that pass. And they actually got into one another. Take a look and see what happened here. So right there, getting in. These guys get together and whoa! All kinds of cars involved. And Dana Grover in the 89. Tons of damage for him. Let's see what happened here. Take a look and see what happened. It looked like I might have to look out of the front of Silva's machine. Those guys get together, and there are a ton of guys get caught up in this. Oh, man. And we'll have to look at a Ben or Silva's machine, I think, right here. Oof. Take a look as they enter the turn. Looks like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And Dana Grover had nowhere to go. Silva had nowhere to go either. Well, it just looked like they might have been arguing for the same real estate there. Take a look as they come by. And I think Silva, he knew something was going to be going to happen. We might be able to look out of the front of Marizon's machine, or the back of Marizon's machine at that. That's a little bit far back. Take a look here. A little bit far back there to kind of get a real good idea what happened. Looked like they were both going for the same real estate. We go back live there. So caution flag. It looked like a Grover on pit lane, Vieta on pit lane. Those guys have an enormous amount of damage. A tough break there. So Vieta and Grover both on the pit lane. Now you got to be wondering, hey, what you going to do here with this time that we've got left? And what I'm doing with the in-game overlay there. Sorry about that. Looks like some guys are going to come down pit lane. So the leaders on pit lane here. And this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out for these guys. Yeah, Palumbo on pit lane. Remember, he was leading. He decides to come down pit lane on board here with John Stanley in that right side. He has, now I would, oh, look at that battle between Palumbo and Brown coming off pit lane. That's a drag race right there, and the 54 able to win that. Some great battle there between Palumbo and Brown. Take a look at this. Watch this. Watch this battle. Right there. That's a drag race off pit lane. That is a drag race. Able to keep off each other. So Givaldo leading the field here. Steve Pierce shown in second. Robillard third. Palumbo fourth. Brown fifth. And I wonder if some of these guys are going to come down pit lane here, like Givaldo and Steve Pierce going to come down pit lane. So it does look like Bardelli also coming down pit lane as well. Now Bardelli is shown in the 17th position, and he is a lap down. So he has got a ton of damage, maybe getting some more repairs to that machine. A little bit of a messy race here on this back half. We had a pretty good first half of this race, and it's just gotten a little crazy here. Guys have forgotten what got them those green flag pit stops. So just going to be 9-10 laps to go once we go back green. I got to wonder how that 90 car is actually handling after the contact and the repairs. I mean, is that car back up to where it's going to be really fast here to be able to hold off the 54 and the 77? Interesting configuration there with the 54 up on the high line and that 77 on the inside line. They have had a really good battle, very, very clean battle as well. But now the way that they're sort of lined up, the 54 I think has a little bit of an advantage here. Like I said, he was able to rebound from an earlier pit road mistake, I think. And maybe some strategy mistake on that deal where he got caught speeding. That's what it was. And now he is on the outside line with Robillard, who had hard contact earlier, who may very well not be able to hold off that 54 car. Now, if you're the 77 car, you got to be thinking about that in your mind. Hey, I know that the 90 had a pretty significant amount of contact. I'm stuck behind him right now. And then, of course, you got Berzon and Carter, also two fast cars that are sneaking around there as well. Got one car out of the race. That's Jim Willis in the 53 car. So guys now are a little bit in that all take and no give mentality here as we start to wind down these laps. Now under 10 to go. And I think they've probably been in that mentality from that back half of the race. That's unfortunate, really. We had a pretty good, I think a really good race. We're probably looking at about 6 caution flags now. Not a good showing there from HORL for Ben Silva, who's come out to join us for the first time here in the Buschwackers series. Let's see how clean we have on this restart. I think guys are going to want to try to hold on to their positions, try to take what they can get. Guys are going to try to pinch down, and that could be bad news here. We'll see how this works out as we cross the start-finish line to start lap 62.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Oh, we're getting a green flag. Oh, I was doing the go back to live thing. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm an amateur. Back to green, and Robillard able to inch ahead as the 54 car. We'll have to look at that restart. The 54 car there didn't get a good start. Well, we didn't see it, did we? Sorry about that. As Robillard, the leader, now the 54 and the 77 car battling for position. That's P2. These guys getting tight, man. Looking at two guys there that don't give an inch. Oh, got another caution flag coming out. Another caution flag, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. I'm not sure what happened on that restart here. Let's take a look here. Missed that restart, so I'm going to take a look at that again. So there's where the pace car came off. I think we were watching some little bit of a replay. Take a look at that restart. And see where Robillard was able to jump ahead of Palumbo. Kind of pinching him down there a little bit. I don't want any contact on that restart. Robillard does a good job of sticking it on the bottom there through the turn. Take a look and see what happened here on this crash now. Urchin, he spins, looks like, man, hard into the outside wall. Board here with Benor Silva. Yeah, it looks like 47 car just spun right there in front of Silva. And it looks like a single car incident. Well, Robillard is the leader, and Palumbo second, Brown third, Hassel fourth, Bearzon fifth. Well, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? Silva was able to get around. He's now on pit lane, so he's taking some fresh tires. So Benor Silva not really giving up a lot of track position to come down pit lane and take some tires. He just lost a spot, basically. 2 spots. Pierce and Bardelli Jr. got around him, so he's going to start in probably the 15th position, judging from what it looks like right now. I don't know how many other guys are going to bite on coming down pit lane. Maybe some of those guys in the back. Don't forget to help me out by clicking on the Sim Lab link in the description of this race and following that link over to check them out. If you're interested in purchasing a sim rig, or how about some, a display. I think they have shifters as well and pedals. Give those guys a look, man. I've got a Sim Lab rig. I got the Evo 1. And right now, those folks who are in the United States, it's free shipping to the U.S. So if you're interested in purchasing a sim rig and you're from the United States, free shipping, man. That is huge. That's huge. So I love the sim rig. I actually do the broadcasting from the sim rig. I'm sitting in my race seat right now. I got my steering wheel in front of me. And comfortable. I was actually able to fit a car seat out of an automobile. I got a Pontiac Fiero car seat hooked up to my sim rig, so been able to attach stuff to it as well. I've been like that. I buy some stuff custom built, you know, some pieces that I can just bolt on, and it's really easy to attach my keyboard, attach a button box, a shifter, you know, whatever the case may be. It's been really, really easy to add on to the sim rig too, and it is solid. So help me out there by clicking on that link. I appreciate that. Check out and see what they have going on. Don't forget, man, we got a really, really cool series headed your way coming up on August the 26th, the inaugural BTCC High Octane Racing League style. 2 approximately 20-minute race lengths. We're going to be doing laps, but roughly the laps added up will be about 20 minutes. 2 races at each venue. And we're starting off at Brands Hatch on August the 26th, not October. August the 26th. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Both races each week. Excited for this, man. These BTCC cars are a lot of fun. Colombo up on the outside line. You see Robillard in the 90 on the inside line. Paul Brown in the 77. Start in third. Preston Hassel will start in the 4th position. Marizan and Carter side by side there in 5th and 6th. Stanley and Peixoto 7th and 8th. As I think we're going to get the one to go this time by. Well, remember, I picked Robillard to win this race, and right now he's running in P1. That Sunoco sponsor machine and Mellow Yellow sponsor machine's been fast tonight, too. On these restarts, I would bet you he is not going to give that 90 car a ton of room. 77 car could be the sleeper here. You know, the guy that we're really not talking about now, and he might have gotten caught up in that accident, is Dan Richter. He was up front early and now shown back in the 11th position, so he might have gotten caught up in some of this stuff, especially that earlier incident there a couple incidents ago where it took so many cars out. All right, so here we go. I believe the pace car is going to be coming off this time by. I know the lights are on, but nope, one more time around. So they said, hey, stupid, the lights are on, man. Sometimes with a game, you can't tell. Sometimes you can't tell. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Watkins Glen International for a 35-lap race. No cautions there. Turn the cautions off at the road courses, just local cautions only. And then following that, on August the 25th, we have Daytona Super Speedway, the Steve Freese Memorial 250, sorry about that, 100-lap race from Daytona. Don't want to miss that. We'll have the Wheel of Fun, handing out some prizes to the drivers. So Palumbo on the outside line for this restart. Robillard on that inside line. Robillard needs to get a good start here to try to clear that 54 car. The 77 fast here on those restarts as well. We're going to turn up the intensity here as if we haven't already on this restart. We've got two cars out of the race, Uterchin and Willis. Willis disconnected early as well, so kind of strange to see him out so early. So off the pace. Didn't really say much, didn't hear much out of Jim tonight. Hopefully everything's okay with him. Pace car's off, here we go. Let's see if we can finish this bad boy on the green. Start lap 69, so 2 laps to go. And hopefully we'll finish it on the green and not have a green-white checker. Here we go. Good start there by the 90 car. That 54 car did not get a great start. Robillard gets a good start. Good jump there. He's got the 77 to deal with, though. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Can the 90 car hold off the 77? 77, good run into the turn. Robillard holding off. He likes this track. Through the short chute. Down the front stretch. Across the yard to Bricks. 1 to go. Oh, and a 71 car into the wall. '71 car into the wall, it looked like. And are they going to do it? Yes, they are. God, I knew it. It's like Peixoto off the pace. Let's take a look and see what happened to him. Looked like he came across the nose maybe of that 24 car. Goes to the outside. Or into the inside line. Kind of hard to see from that angle, isn't it? And then crash. Take a look at the back of Gordon Carter's machine. Kind of get an idea of what it looked like from his perspective. And all over the front of Sean's car, I believe. Well, it looked like from that perspective that maybe that 24 might have oscillated back. Take a look at this again. I don't like really doing that way, but Jacobs right there, it does look like he kind of oscillated back onto that. Go back here a little bit earlier. Right here, Jacobs got a good run. Got a good run there coming off the turn. And then it looked like there was contact there. It's hard to tell on that one. Well, we got a green-white checker here on this restart. So I have, at this point, not a lot of confidence this is going to end up going green the rest of the way. So green-white checker. It's like Preston Hassel decided to drop out of the race. He's got to work tomorrow. I got to get up too. I got to get up in about 6 hours. Now the 77's up on the outside line, 54 on the inside, in third. Marzon in the fourth position. So let me broadcast the cross-country race on TurnLeftTV. That'd be boring because I'd have to chase people around the track, the course. You'd have different feeds on different parts of the track, but not not a very interesting thing to watch, I think, unless it's the finish of the race. That's always kind of interesting to watch guys race, guys and the girls race as well, racing for the finish line. One of those distance running is one of those things, even in the marathons, you watch that. You know, you got to just watch the last mile or two in the marathon, and that's where the action is for the most part. Well, now we got a little bit of an interesting deal with the 77 car not being sort of boxed in. He does start on the outside line this time. Palumbo starts in third. Marzon fourth. I got to do all kinds of work after I get off from streaming to get ready for tomorrow, too. I did a little bit of work when I got home. I had to replace a windshield in my Jeep today, so that's including the windshield that came in the Jeep Wrangler, this will be my fifth windshield. 5 windshields in that thing. Ugh. All rocks smashing and cracking the windshield. So a green-white checker here at Indy. Palumbo Marzon will start in row 2. Stanley and Carter, I believe, start in row 3. That's 5th and 6th place. Jacobs and Sullivan start in 7th and 8th. Peixoto and Spindola on pit lane right now. Now watch your strategy here with the 90 car. Watch your strategy here. Just you know that the 77 car is going to take a shot. You got Palumbo behind you as well in that 54 car. He's going to try to sneak that car somewhere. 60 car has been quiet tonight. He might be in a position to take the win here. We got one more lap to go, and we're going to go green. We'll have a green-white checker. Indy cars taking the inside line here on this restart. Brickyard is asking, how does one get a windshield hit by rocks? Well, you're driving down the highway and the car in front of you flips up a rock off the tire and it hits your windshield. One of them, I was actually going down a 2-lane road. The car coming toward me, it was a truck actually, in the lane headed the other direction, flipped a rock up and hit the windshield. The other 3 have been, well, one of them was a bad install. They replaced the windshield, and like a week later there was a crack, a stress crack in it, so they replaced the windshield. But you know, most of the rock strikes have been from cars that are ahead of me, kicking up a rock and hitting the windshield. So it's been pretty bad. I love the car. I love the Jeep Wrangler, but pretty bad angle for the windshield, of course. Well, lights are out on the pace car here, and we are green-white checker here at Indy. Got 3 cars out of the race. Hassel, Uderchin, and Willis out of the race. Robillard is our leader, and Paul Brown in the 77 car, so it's at the outside line in P2. Marizan and Palumbo are 3rd, 4th. Row 2, Stanley Carter. Row 3, Jacobs and Sullivan. Row number 4.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Here we go, back to green. Green-white checker here at Indy. Palumbo pushing that 90 car. 90 car clearing the 77. They're side by side. Oh, they get together there. The 77 and 54. That's good news for Robillard. Down the backstretch. 77 car gets through, muscles his way through. Robillard hold off the charge from the 77 car. Through the short chute. Around turn 4. Oh, hard into the wall. Several cars hard into the wall. And the 90 car is going to win this race, I believe. The 90 car is going to win. As there was a caution, and they're going to finish under caution. That's probably as racing for the same real estate there. We'll do a little bit of a screenshot. So congratulations to Todd Robillard getting the win here at Indy. So great job to Todd Robillard. And that was a, looked like Sullivan had gotten, something happened to him. We'll take a look here on this, if we can't get oh, we're locked up right there. Take a look and see what happened here with Sullivan. Somebody got into the wall. Gordon Carter, Sullivan come up the track. He gets into Bardelli Jr. Maybe he was trying to avoid Carter, it looked like. And into the wall they go. So Robillard gets the win. And who called it? I called it, didn't I? I think I called that one. So congratulations to Todd Robillard on getting the win. So Todd Robillard gets the win here at Indy. And we'll take a look at the final results. We'll take a look at the final results here at Indy as Robillard gets the win. Paul Brown finishes second, Palumbo third, Marizon finishes in the fourth position. John Stanley finishes fifth, Sean Jacobs sixth, Gordon Carter seventh, Dan Richter eighth, Mark Deli Jr. ninth. Benor Silva finishes in the 10th position. Good to see Benor out, huh? Artevieta finishes in the 11th spot. Raphael Sullivan finishes in 12th. I really thought Artevieta, man, the way he looked in that first part of that race, he was just really, really solid. Pierce finishes in the 13th position. Peixoto actually 14th. Spindler 15th. Grover 16th. Preston Hassel 17th. Finishes at 18th. Jim Willis finishes in the 19th position. So, wow, man, what a shame we had all those caution flags in that second half of that race. You guys got to figure it out, I think. Definitely got to figure it out. So, Todd Robillard gets the win. We'll see if we can't get a quick word with him. We'll drag him up here and have a chat with him. All right, Todd Robillard, I picked you to win this race. Did you have an idea there throughout the race that you really had a shot to bring home this victory, especially after getting into the wall?
No, not at all. Actually, I'm shocked that I'm even sitting here with you right now. First of all, I want to apologize to Claudio Bardelli. I got into the wall and he got into the back of me, and it probably ruined his night, so I apologize to him for that. But no, the Sunoco Chevy ran great tonight. I don't know who put in. I heard there was about 3 hours worth of work into this setup. It was one of the best setups I've ever run here. So thank you very much for the guys that worked on that. And like I said, I'm shocked I'm even sitting here.
Well, it looked like maybe in that back half of the race, guys just kind of threw caution to the wind, so to speak, and just decided to hold on to that real estate, and some guys getting into the wall and getting into each other sort of messed up a real good first half of the race. What was the car feeling like on you, especially on that long run that you had too? It just seemed like it was on rails.
It was. The only issue that I had was it started to get a little bit loose off, but that was when you got up behind another car. But I had run enough laps in practice that I could adjust my line and my entry, that it wasn't an issue. The first half of the race, we didn't have a lot of caution, so I just kind of bided my time, and I figured, with cautions or with pit stops and stuff like that, I would have, moved up. That first round of pit stops, I moved up probably 2 or 3 spots. I got closer to the leader. But then as the caution started to come in, my strategy kind of went out the window, and I had to readjust a little bit. That's why I stayed out when everybody went in. That's how I ended up front.
Well, on those last couple restarts there, Paul Brown in the mix too. What was going through your mind with him? You've always, I think, he's a savvy driver. I mean, he's got it figured out. Did you feel like chances are pretty good that he might be able to get around me?
Yeah. Paul and I are pretty equal here. Ed too. Those guys are, they put in the laps here, and they're very good during race time. And the last two restarts, Paul was the one I was worried about, only because he was, he started on my outside, and I didn't know what I was going to have to defend, but as it was, I just kind of let it stick to the bottom in turn one and let the car drift up a little bit. He was already, far enough behind me I could take that lane. So it was just actually, where we restarted, what lanes. That's what really won me the race there at the end.
Well, next week we got a different look here. We're going to be at Watkins Glen, little road course action. And then the week after that, we got the Steve Freese Memorial this year at Daytona. That's going to be a big one. But your thoughts on Watkins Glen next week?
That's probably the best road course that I run on. I don't particularly think I run real well on road courses, but I would say that's probably my best one. Let's hope I have a decent finish and not crash out.
Yeah. Well, hey, good to see the Ultra Sunoco sponsored Camaro in victory lane, and thanks for all you do here at High Octane Racing League, and best of luck next week at Watkins Glen the rest of the season.
Thanks, Heath. Appreciate what you do.
Thank you, man. It's Todd Robillard joining us up here in the booth, and good run there for him, man. I picked it. I picked him to win this race. You scroll back through the chat. It's right there. It's set in stone now. Got that out there, and good to see him in victory lane. Always a good interview as well. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be at Indy tomorrow. It's technically today? No, it's tomorrow right now. 80-lap race coming up at 9 p.m. on Saturday, August the 12th. The Cup Series at Indy. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. It was a long one. Thanks to all those folks who stuck it out through the early, drop frames. We got that worked out. Looks like it cleared up maybe when the rest of society went to bed. And also through these late race cautions. Sorry that happened, but thanks so much for coming out and watching these races. Please hit that thumbs up button, share my videos with all your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, please give those guys a look. 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's going to do it for me tonight. I got to get out of here, man. I got some work to do tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. I am out of here.